What is up, Maverick Nation? Maverick back here with another video, a new video in fact, a new feature on the channel I call How I Would Direct It. But basically I take a film sequel, or a film idea that's out there in the industry right now, just amongst fans, and I say how I would hypothetically direct it if I was in charge. Why? Because this is the internet. So, yeah, today, first off, starting off with Suicide Squad 2. Now, the first Suicide Squad, directed by David Ayer, I think there's a lot of promise in the Suicide Squad movie and in the franchise. I think its best strengths, from seeing the movie about 3-4 times, is the, like I say in my essay for the Art People, flawed heroism. So heroism that comes with a lot of flaws and a lot of gray area. So it's not like the standard good and bad, as the title says, bad guys versus the evil guys. So the sequel will be following more in that place. So speaking of, I'll be going through the plot, the acts, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, the character motivations, the character arcs, and any Easter eggs or themes, and if applicable, an after credit scene. So let's start. The plot I would have is it would be essentially the superhero version of The Raid, where essentially there's a group of hostages left in a huge tower. I don't know, the DC universe hasn't introduced a huge tower of sorts, maybe like a twin tower, so that something with like it's a public tower area where it's also a tourist attraction, and hostages are left there, normal civilians, family members, mothers, fathers, kids, children. And before you ask, why would they send a task force X in to save a few hostages when they could just send in police? Well, because one of the hostages is, as he's there visiting that day, the President of the United States of America. And funny fact, he actually has a box that we don't learn for the entire movie until the very end what's inside it, but something that is very crucial to the security of the entire world. So it's like, that's like the thing that will connect to the rest of the universe if we want to do something to connect to the rest of the universe. Task Force X has to go into a big twin tower and save a couple of hostages and save the president and retrieve this box, all alive, all without being known that they were there or they were responsible for helping people. Now, going off the events of the first movie, we still have Harley with the Joker, that's how it ended. Floyd is in jail, Boomerang is in jail, Croc is in jail, El Diablo is dead. Now, what the characters are, from my point where they be, is Harley would be searching for the Joker, to get his love back, because the Joker would have split with Harley, but he would have abused her. Because one thing from the first movie I would recorrect is, in this movie, the sequel, it would be made clear that Harley's and Joker's relationship is not one that 16 to 15-year-olds should be aspiring to be. For the life of me, all the memes and relationship goals I saw Harley and the Joker in when Suicide Squad came out last year, and I was, it's I think the sequel hit hard. Hey, the Joker and Harley's relationship is an abusive, toxic, bad relationship. It's not something kids should aspire to, not something anyone should aspire to. So after Joker rescues Harley be left out in the cold because the Joker say he gets bored of her one day and then he just leaves her, and then Harley's now on her own trying to find the Joker. So she's out in the wild, still is free from prison illegally, and trying to search for the Joker. Floyd is in jail. Floyd is still earning his time in jail, doing just fine. His daughter, key part, and Floyd's daughter from the first film, is now in secondary. Well, we call it secondary here in UK, but let's say she's in college now, so she's gonna be starting her she's gonna be thinking about university and, like, getting a degree in her master's, that kind of stuff. So she's in college now. Boomerang is still in jail as well. Killer Croc is still in jail as well. So right now on the board we have Harley outside somewhere in the world. Harley out there. Floyd, Boomerang, and Croc all still in jail. Now, what happens is Amanda goes. Initially, the plan is in Act 1. The plan is, okay, let's send in normal Marines, let's send some normal soldiers to go get them, and they'll get the job done. However, Amanda knows that these terrorists that are holding them hostages, that are holding the people hostage, are actually ran by none other than Jared Leto's the Joker. So it's essentially Task Force X versus the Joker, or the Joker's men, which was why I think the first movie should have been. So one key part as well, Act 1, before I get back to Act 1, this movie will feature very, very little fantastical superhero powers. So, like, no Superman sightings, no Wonder Woman, no any of that. This is all like ground-based Black Ops, down, nitty-gritty, like human beings. Apart from Killer Croc would be the most far-fetched thing, like, when it comes to, like, abilities in this film. It's gonna be very, like, down-to-earth, raw, gritty Black Ops, like almost like a tactical raid superhero film, just with, like, you take out all the fantastical powers and elements, because I feel like you'd have Harley Quinn with a baseball bat going up against, in the first movie, what was her name again? June. I forgot the character's name, but yeah, there's a lot of suspension of disbelief is needed there. So basically, again, Act One, Amanda Waller hears that they're sending in men to go take on, but they all know it's the Joker, and she knows that the Joker is a real threat. She says, okay, so she goes behind her superiors' backs and goes to visit Floyd, Boomerang, and Croc, all in jail, and Flag as well. She tells Flag about it and says, hey, I got a job for you again. I'm going to put the chip in you again. You don't have to say yes, but if you say yes and you're on this job, your daughter, who's now applying for colleges and looking to get into her degree, will give her a government grant, which I know that's not a real term, but government grant basically saying that for the rest of her life, the government will aid her with any money that she needs. And it'll be off the books and no one will know about it. And you'll be freed from prison. So essentially, I'll set you and your daughter up for the rest of your life and you're free from prison if you pass this job without being noticed and you achieve what we need. That's Floyd's motivation to get back into the game. That's Act One. Now, Croc's motivation is he just was to get out free. And basically, she says to all of them, hey, you pass this, I let you all free. Because in the first movie, she says, no, you have to go back. I can't let you all go free. But she says, this time, okay, the president's there. And what's inside that box, is keeping the secret for now, what's inside that box is very important. So all of you, you pass this successfully, you got us. So right now on the board, we have Flag, Deadshot, Boomerang, and Croc, all four of them going after into that building. Harley's still out in the wind. Now, at this point, the end of Act 1 ends and now Act 2 begins, where essentially all four of them go into the building without Harley and they're going throughout. Nice action scene here, action scene there. And now, one of the themes that I'll put between the first act and the second act that we'll get across between Rick Flag and Deadshot is Rick Flag is standing for the system is right, the system is right, the Suicide Squad is going to turn out all right for us because the system always works, the system is always right. And Floyd is of the belief that, hey, everyone is always out for themselves. Everyone is out for themselves. Now, speaking of June Moon and Carla Delevingne's character, she will not be in much of this movie. She'll be in one scene, and we'll find out she's actually pregnant with Flag's baby. We don't know if it's a boy or girl. Say it's a baby girl, and say Flag's going to be a father, and June Moon's actually pregnant, so she sits this one out, and obviously because she doesn't want to be Enchantress again. So Flag, Deadshot, Boomerang, and Croc all into the building, storm through the building. Flag says the system is right, system is right. Deadshot, everyone's out for themselves. I'm doing this for my family, and I'm thinking about me, and everyone's thinking about themselves, and that's the way the world works. That's how human beings work. Now, after the first action scene at the end of Act 1, who will come in to save the day when the squad is getting overrun? None other than Harley Quinn. Now, her reason being that, hey, the Joker's here. I know the Joker's he's behind all of this. I want to get him. I want to win his love back. So she's still in that, hey, I need the Joker. Harley, I can't function without the Joker. So right now, just to reiterate, the character's motivations. Deadshot, he's doing this to get immunity forever, for the rest of his life, to get free from jail and to set him and his daughter up for the rest of his life. Flag, because he's a good soldier and he believes the system is right. Croc, for freedom. Boomerang for freedom, and Harley to get to the Joker and win back his love. So essentially, all of them have selfish reasons, and they're all furthering the plot line that is the theme that is held in this movie, with the message that we're projecting out that, hey, everyone is out for themselves. No one is in this together. They're all doing it collectively for their own individual selfish reasons. So before we go into Act 3, just want to remind you where we are right now. So basically, Flag, Deadshot, Boomerang, and Croc all went into the building. Croc, Boomerang died, sacrificing themselves to get Deadshot and Flag and Harley, who turns up halfway through the battle, to the hostages and to them, only for Harley, Deadshot, and Flag to find out that, okay, the president's in on this. He's actually working with the Joker to try get people like us in prison and get a law. So basically, conspiracy theory aspect. Now, beginning of Act 3, Harley's with the Joker, and now the Joker is assumedly flown away with the president. What happens is, as Deadshot and Flag are running to the building to try to get the hostages out in time before the bomb goes off and before they run out of time, what happens is Joker actually comes back and he tries to kill Deadshot and Flag and one of the hostages. Now what happens is Harley's with him, and what she does, the Joker's say he shoots Flag in the knee, and he takes, and Deadshot, I don't know, he shoots Deadshot in the hand, so Deadshot's bleeding in the hand, so he can't really shoot him. So he's starting to stab him, and he almost kills Deadshot. What happens is Joker is shot in the back by none other than Harley Quinn. Now, this point would be getting Harley's arc across, because like I said at the beginning, Deadshot's arc was everyone's out for themselves, everyone's out for themselves. Rick Flag's arc at the beginning is, okay, the system is always right, the system is always right. Harley's is, I just want to be with the Joker is life, and he can never do any wrong. But here now she sees that here is the Joker shooting a man that's just trying to get these innocent people, these family members, these kids out into safety, and try to protect his own daughter, which is why he's doing that. So, and that's where Harley's Quinn arc of realizing that the Joker is really a bad thing for her, and he's a toxic person for her. And that's where Harley's arc goes from, okay, the Joker is love, the Joker is everything, to no, this guy's bad news and I gotta stop him. So that'll be the redemption arc, and that'll be us saying that, hey, the Joker and Harley are a bad relationship. It's not something to aspire to. So once he shoots Joker in the back, assume that say it's on the outside of the building, and the Joker assuming he falls to his death, something like that. So he disappears. You don't see him again. So right now it's Harley, Flag, and Deadshot, and hostages left. And now the bomb is, I say there's about 2 minutes left to go. And now the plan is, okay, one of us has to go to the front of the building to basically take the fall and have the police, because the police are going to storm in. One of us has to go through and say, hey, I do it. And the others have to go back and instruct the hostages through the back, so then they can get so the others have to go with the hostages to the back with the said box for Amanda, and then basically save the day while one takes the fall. Now, they all agree that all of them are going to go there together. But what happens is Deadshot goes through the door first. He closes it behind him. He looks at Flag. He looks at Harley. He looks at Flag again. He says, Flag, you're going to be a father. Go. Take these guys, take these hostages, make sure they're safe, and make sure that Amanda takes care of my daughter. You're going to be a father. And do not make the same mistakes I did. Because this whole first movie, the whole crutch, the only role development Deadshot had was his daughter. So we're going to take that and use that. Okay, this is a man that wanted to do so much more with his daughter, but never got the chance. But now here is Rick with a pregnant June Moon waiting for him. So you're not dying today, man. You're going to be a dad. There's a child that's going to need a dad. And I know what it's like to have regrets as a father. I'm not going to let you have that. So don't do that. And the only reason Deadshot's going to have this arc where everyone's out for themselves to, okay, everyone's not out for themselves, is because moments earlier, he saw Harley shoot the love of her life, the Joker. So it's like, okay, not everyone's out for themselves. Okay, if Harley can do that to the love of her life, then I can sacrifice my freedom for my daughter and for Flag's family, essentially. So we have that happen. So we have Harley, Flag, and there's a big electromagnetic scene in the music to accompany it. I don't know, something about Hans Zimmer or something like that. So we have Flag, Harley, and the hostages all go towards the back, extract the hostages. They have the briefcase, everything's all great. And solely, Deadshot is about to step through the door, and what happens is Harley runs back and joins him, and then she locks the door as well. So now it's Flag has to be the one, and the police are about to storm in as well. So Flag has to quickly run back, extract the hostages, take the box. So now it's Flag, the hostages fly off into the safety, while Harley and Deadshot are there for the entire world's media and all the Navy SEALs to point guns at themselves and put your hands on your head or whatever, and they take the blame. And now Harley Quinn and Deathshot and Floyd Law and Deadshot are now on death row, awaiting to be killed, essentially. So that is the first, second act of the third movie. That's the main beats. Okay, so now we have, once again, it was President was held hostage by the Joker and his terrorists and a couple other hostages. Suicide Squad goes in, Boomerang, Croc, Flag, Harley, assuming that everything's going to be, say the president, they're going to be rewarded, blah, 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 blah. They find out the president's actually on it to try to get people like them, vigilantes like them, out and try to get forward a law to blame the situation on them, and then use that as to say, okay, I say we put a bill or law that says we have to arrest every vigilante, every superhero on the spot without question, or something like that, because of the Revenge of Man is still Batman v Superman. So once again, tied into the big universe DC has. So what we have then, so after that, we find out that he's in on it. The president escapes off, frees Scott. We think the Joker escapes with him, but he doesn't. The hostages are about to get out because they planted a bomb in the building just in case anything went wrong. So Deadshot, Flag, Harley, and hostages, and now a dead Boomerang and Croc, who sacrificed themselves to get them to the president, which is another arc as well, is they get down to the building. The Joker reappears. The Joker's about to kill Deadshot, where Harley shoots him in the back and makes him fall off the building, or makes him assumedly die off screen, where we can't know for sure if he's dead or not, just like they did in the first movie. So that happens. That's Harley's arc, showing that the Joker's not good for her, and Harley become more independent as a woman. So then after that, we have Deadshot say, okay, he goes in, he locks himself in front of the front door and says, guys, go out, I got this. And then what happens is they all go to the back, then Harley breaks through, joins him as well, and Flag can't do it too because someone has to take the hostages away and make this all have a point. So what happens is Flag extracts the hostages and the box. We still don't know what's inside it, and he flies away. Now Harley and Deadshot both on death row. So now the Suicide Squad is essentially Boomerang, Croc dead, Harley and Deadshot on death row. So essentially we now have Flag find a way in his arc where his belief was that the system is always right, and he's now seen a man that is a single father give up his freedom for the rest of his life for the protection of his daughter and the protection of his own future child and his own family and his people, but no one will ever know that. And that's when Flag realizes, okay, his arc comes full circle, and he realizes, okay, the system is broken. Alright, just like Deadshot went from believing that everyone's for themselves to believing people aren't all for themselves, and Harley believed that Joker was a great man for her, believing that Joker was bad for her, and Flag believing that the system is always right, to after seeing everything that happened towards today and that no one will ever know apart from these hostages and they can't say anything, he now knows that the system is broken. Whew, that was a lot of talking. So now, after all the dust is settled and the big action scene has happened, the Joker has assumedly died, the president's gone off scot-free, no one knows about this except for the hostages and Flag, and now Deadshot and Harley are on death row waiting to be killed mercilessly for basically saving people. Now we have one of the people who was a hostage there was actually a young blogger. Now, what happens now, she actually works for the same newspaper that, what's his name? God, I'm so tired. That, what's his name? Superman's name. Come on. Clark. Yeah, the Daily Planet. She works for the Daily Planet, and she says, "Hey, it's wrong what happened. I know what we were all there. We know what happened, and we know we can't talk about it. But I'm gonna release an anonymous leak, basically saying that, hey, what happened is the president was this. He was in on it, and these people, Deadshot, Harley, they saved us. They saved our lives. We wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for them. The president wanted us dead. He wanted to kill us as a means to an end to get these people framed, which he basically succeeded, except for people didn't die, but he's now framed them, and now the world believes that these vigilantes are now bad. And Flag, who's the only one that came out of this alive and unscathed with the said box, is like, okay, yeah, I understand, and I wish I could do more. Now, after he meets with this girl, she goes off. We then find out what was inside the box the whole time after he tells Amanda what was the big deal of all of this, and we open it, we see what's inside. A mother box. So this whole thing was once again linking up to a mother box. So once again, if DC wants to do it, if they want to make this link to the universe again, the whole thing that was inside that box the president had, what he wanted to keep safe so badly, what the Joker wanted was a mother box. So now Amanda Waller has one of the mother boxes, and his Flag, now feeling guilty, now Deadshot is in death row, and so is Harley, and Flag goes to visit Deadshot's daughter and tell her the news, and basically says that your dad is a hero. Please do not believe the stories they're going to tell you on the news. Your dad is a hero. And now, still, after doing all that, I keep calling him Deadshot. Flag still feels like there's something he could do, and he still feels the guilt inside himself. So what happens at the end of the movie, we see Flag enter the dark room. It's a dark room. It's a very dark room, but with like this technology on the side, almost like Batcave-esque. And we see there's a lot of technology. There's saws on the ground. There's saws on the walls. There's motorbike state-of-the-art muscle cars, swords, weaponry, tracking devices, all these devices and gadgets. And then we see someone sitting down, and then we say Flag, walk up to them, and we don't see their face. We just see Flag say, "I need your help. I need to break them out of death row." And then we see turn around none other than Deathstroke. So now we have at the end of the movie, Flag and Deathstroke are going to break out Harley Quinn and Deadshot out of death row. And that's Suicide Squad 2. I don't know if that turned out awful or great by the way I described it, but yeah. The after credit scene, I don't know, after credit scene can be, I don't know, Boomerang's still alive actually. So yeah, because I like Captain Boomerang. But yeah, if you enjoy this, want me to do more of these kind of things, how I would direct it, it's just for me to flex my filmmaking muscles and, no harm. This probably never happened. I'm never going to direct any of these probably, but what's the harm? But if you want to see more of these, or you have any suggestions of movies you want to see how I would do if I was hypothetically directing it, write down in the comments below. If you're not subscribed to this channel, if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Maverick. I do short films here, film essays, and the best web series on the planet, The Art of People, basically Recess meets The Fugitive. If you like any of those, give it a look. And if you like, subscribe, be part of Maverick Nation. And other than that, all my friends are heathens, and take it slow, because I am Maverick, you're awesome, and we are Maverick Studios. Until next time.